All right, thanks everyone for joining us today. My name is Michael Joseph, and I do strategical social media consulting. I've been working for Insured Solutions for about 6 months now, and so today we're going to be looking at using LinkedIn to optimize sales and to build your network. So getting started, just to let you know, we're going to be going over more intermediate and advanced level topics first, just because we don't want to lose anyone who thinks that the beginner stuff is kind of a waste of their time. Not that it is, but I will be going back afterwards and covering introductory level stuff, like building your profile from start to finish, and then everything else that I'll be talking about will be more how to use your profile. So starting off, the first thing you're going to want to do once you have created your profile, you've entered in your work experience, you've uploaded your picture, you've put in different skills you have, you put your contact info, all of this, you're going to want to build your network. However, looking at your profile, when you want to start building your network, it's a good idea to use this profile strength right here as an indicator. And looking at the different profile strengths, it goes from beginner to intermediate to advanced to expert and then to all-star. These are basically just signals of how much information you have put on your profile and how complete it is. To be an all-star, I believe you have to have uploaded your picture, you have to have a description of yourself, you have to have at least 5 skills that you've listed and have been endorsed for, and maybe publish a post or interacted in a few different categories. It's not anything that you can't, it's not going to stop you from doing anything, but it's just a good indicator of how strong your profile is. So looking back at building your network, you're going to want to start off looking at people you know and adding context. These are the 2 main ways that I built my network. And starting off with people actually we'll look at the invitations limit first. So per account that you create, you're going to start off with 3,000 invitations. This means that you can request to connect with 3,000 people. This is a lot. If you do reach this limit, however, you can request to have it either reset or upgraded to 90,000. However, if you're going to do this, you're going to need to get on the chat feature, which is right here. And to get on the chat feature is very difficult unless you have a paid account. And so if you end up hitting this 3,000 invitations limit, what I suggest you do is to upgrade your account to one of the premium settings, and you're going to get a 30-day free trial. And when you get the 30-day free trial, you can go into the recruiter or the premium account and go down to the help setting and go over to the help desk. And under contact us, there will be this chat with us feature. When I took this screenshot, it was offline. You're going to have to sit there and wait until it comes online. It's kind of a screwy system, but that's the best way to get in contact with them. If you do not have a paid account, you're going to be at the very bottom of the list of people trying to get in contact with them. So that's why I suggest upgrading your account, and then you can get rid of it after the 30 days if you would like. All right, so looking at people you may know to build your network, if you go to the My Network, up the tab that was up top that I showed you before, and scroll down to people you may know, this is a list of people that LinkedIn creates for you. It's going to look at where you worked in the past, where you live, who you've interacted with online, everything that you've done on LinkedIn. They have some type of algorithm that's going to say, hey, Augustus Brown, you might know him. You have 7 connections in common. And so I suggest pretty much connecting with everyone who's in the people you may know section. This is a really easy way to build your network. If you're uncomfortable connecting with people that you don't know, then I suggest only clicking on people you know. But for me, I just wanted to build my network, and who knows, maybe I'll meet someone cool. Another way to do it is to either link your email or to upload a CSV file, a comma separated value file. when you do this, all you're going to do is go back up to the My Network and click Add Contacts. When you do that, what it's going to give you is this right here. And so if you're using a Gmail or a Hotmail or a Yahoo or AOL, you can just type in your email, and this will look at all your contacts in that email server, and it'll send out either a connection to request to them or an email to them saying that, hey, so-and-so is online or is on LinkedIn. Would you like to join and connect with them as well? If you're going to upload a CSV file, typically the way that I do it, if you're going to use a sales management app like Salesforce, I use Pipedrive, but I just went into my contacts, downloaded the CSV file, and then came back over here and clicked import file, and then it will pop up the Finder if you have a Mac. I'm not sure what it is if you have a Windows, and you can just find that file, click it, and it'll automatically do the same thing. It'll send out invitations to whoever's in your whoever is online here already, and it'll send out emails to people if they're not online. All right, so getting into more of what you can do with LinkedIn, the first thing that I suggest you doing is publishing a post. Publishing a post is different from sharing an update. Sharing an update is more like a Facebook post type of thing, where you can say, hey, I'm doing this, this, or this today. If you guys want to join me, or I would say, hey, I'm doing a webinar today. Click this link to join me. That's like an update that I would do. If I'm going to do a post is more like a blog article where you can write on a subject that makes you look like an expert on that subject. So if you guys are in the insurance industry and you're selling workers' comp insurance, maybe you want to write an article on a subject about workers' comp, like 5 ways to minimize your risk as an employer, and help lower your workers' comp monthly premium, something like that. And when you do publish it, it'll basically show everyone who's in your network that you're an expert on that subject, right? And so if you're trying to build your network and trying to show everyone on LinkedIn that, hey, I'm selling commercial insurance, and how are you going to choose who you're going to buy from? Well, look, I'm an expert on this, and no one else is publishing any other articles, so you should buy from me. When you're going to create your article that you're going to publish, I suggest putting it in a Word doc or a Google Doc first, just because it's easier to format it that way and easier to get all the typos, the spelling, the grammar, and everything like that correct first. And then we're going to take it over to LinkedIn, and you're going to have to reformat it. When you get to the formatting, you're going to get this right here. So it's like a miniature Google Doc in a sense, where you can just copy and paste your article right here. But every time that I've ever done it, I've had to spend a good amount of time reformatting. So if it happens, don't be surprised. It just kind of is what it is. But you can still share links, you can share images, videos, and then this little toolbar will help you format everything and put in your headline. And then afterwards just post it, and then you'll be able to see exactly who reads it, how many people read it, who's commenting, and all sorts of stuff. It's a very, very cool feature. So also, once you've pretty much optimized your profile, you're an all-star, you've published some posts, you share updates, you're an avid user of LinkedIn, something that's cool that LinkedIn offers is profile statistics. And the way to find your profile statistics is right here. And you see it says 12 people viewed your profile in the past day. This is for Eric Stein's account. He is the CEO of Insured Solutions. And so if we click on that right there, what it's going to take us to is this. And this is basically a graph showing his profile views in the past 90 days. And Eric has had 1,205, and that is a lot. That is fantastic. This is because pretty much everything that I'm telling you guys to do right now is what we've been doing to his profile. And we started back around mid-January. You can kind of see where we started right here, and every little thing that we do increases his visibility. More people see what he's doing, and they start to click, and they start to go look at his page. And this is what's going to happen to you the more you use LinkedIn. So you can see over time it's climbed, and then the biggest thing to look at here is the actions taken. These little blue bars at the bottom, they show the actions taken, and actions are anything from clicking like, commenting, sharing, joining a group. Anything that you do on LinkedIn is considered an action. And so we took 294 actions the week of March 12th, which is great. So this is a way to increase your visibility and a way to track if you guys are going to see any results. Another thing that you can look at is who's viewing you or who's viewing your profile and where they work. So the main 4 places that have viewed Eric's profile are all insurance, which is great because that's the industry that he works in. And also they're basically from California and Atlanta, which those are the 2 main areas that we are focusing our program on. So this is just showing that the effort you're putting in is getting the right results. The next thing is you can see what the job title is of who was viewing your profile. So the #1 job title was an insurance agent, a salesperson, business owner, real estate broker, and industries. I guess this one doesn't have insurance on it, but there's tons of industries all over, and it depends on what people fill out their profile or how they fill it out is how this will calculate it. But anyway, this is just a good reference to see who's looking at what you're doing. Also, you can see how your profile ranks. Eric's profile, since we've been messing with it, it ranks #1 out of 98 connections in his network with a similar job title or like a similar, I guess job title. So, and it stayed steady for the past 7 days. So that's pretty impressive because he's a CEO, a president of a company, and so these types of profiles are going to get much more views and much more attention than others. So anyway, it's just a good statistic to have. We spend a lot of time on his profile to get this rank. That's not anything that we aim for. It's just kind of what happens. But anyway, it's just a good thing for you to be able to look at anyone else in your industry. If you're a commercial agent, if you go look at your profile rank, which after you click on the statistics tab, you just click over on how your profile views rank, and that's how you can see how you compare to other people with similar job titles. Getting into a little bit more advanced stuff, drawing more targeted people to your page, we can start looking at paid advertising. And paid advertising is something that back before I really got into social media, I heard about it, but it was kind of just a scary term. You know, you're going to be spending your own money to draw advertisement or to pay for advertisements to draw traffic to something, and you don't really know if it's going to work. You've never done it before. However, LinkedIn makes it very easy. You're basically just, if we go all the way back to Eric's page up here, you're basically just going to come over to this business services tab in the top right, and it's going to do a drop down bar like that, and you can click advertise. And it will take you to the page that I've screenshotted right here. This. And so what you're going to do is you're basically just going to click get started, and you're going to have the option for either a sponsored update or a text ad. So a sponsored update is the most simple thing that you can do for paid advertising. It's basically going to look at everything else that you have posted before and give you the option to pay to have it stay up on the wall and create impressions to people in whatever demographic in whatever area that you select. So what you're going to get out of a sponsored update, you're going to attract more people, obviously more followers. You're going to generate attention from the right audience, which is the most important thing. You want the right people looking at whatever you're posting. You want the right people in your industry looking at it, and you're going to be able to do this. Also, another good thing is that LinkedIn ads work on mobile. I don't know the exact statistic off the top of my head, but I think it's more than 75% of all social media users are on their mobile phones. And so if you're paying for ads and they're not going to show up on someone's phone, it's almost useless. Not completely, but it's very, very important for them to show up on the mobile device. Oh, and also you can choose whether or not you want to do cost per click or cost per impression. A cost per click is going to be when the sponsored update shows up on someone's wall and they click on it, and it's going to be more expensive, but it's a better lead. Or you can just do cost per impression, where you just pay for the number of people who scroll by it and see it. Okay, so getting into how to sponsor an update, like I said, you're going to go up into that business services tab and click on advertising. Excuse me. And then you're going to click on sponsor an update, and you're going to create a campaign. And so once you get to here, which is creating a campaign, you can just name your campaign. And these are not real ads. They could be. I could just post them, and I've done them all so that they're realistic. And honestly, we may use them eventually. But for now, these are just the webinar ads that I created. So then you're just going to click next, and like I said, the sponsored updates, you can choose if you want to just repost something, if you shared some information, or if you had something important happen to you. You can just select whatever you want. And so you can see there's available content here, and you would just click this right here, click the box, and then you'll go to the next page. I chose right now for you guys, since most of you are working commercial insurance, you guys want to create the impression that you are an expert, right? You want to show them that you're updated on your industry, that you know what's going on, and that they should trust you to handle the insurance, because you spend all your time making sure that you know everything. And so I just said, if you're going to work with people in manufacturing, we posted an article about Chinese manufacturing coming stateside, which is definitely going to affect the manufacturing and insurance industry. So I selected this one, and the next thing you're going to do is choose your target audience. And so I just chose the Atlanta area because that's where Insured Solutions is based out of. You guys can choose wherever you want, but you just type it in right here and then select it, and so you can see I'm including Atlanta. And every time you do something like that, it's going to estimate your target audience. And so for Greater Atlanta plus the industry, so for industry, I just typed in manufacturing, but I had to click see full list, and I just clicked every single type of manufacturing possible. So everyone who's in any type of manufacturing in the Greater Atlanta area will now have the chance to see our sponsored update, and that's a total of 280,000 LinkedIn users. So that's what your maximum reach is for this. The last thing you're going to do is just choose what type of campaign you want to run. Do you want to run a cost per click, or do you want to run a cost per impression? If you're unfamiliar with these, I would suggest just Wikipedia, and it's very simple, and you can get familiar with exactly how they work. But there's a minimum budget of $10 a day, so it's not too expensive. I suggest starting off at the minimum, and then you can bid, and that's basically going to put a priority on yours over someone else's who's not going to bid as much, I believe. But yeah, anyway, just play around with it. At the beginning, your ads might not get any response, but you're going to need to learn how to do it eventually. And so ultimately and typically, you're going to get a response out of it. It works very, very well, and it's a very, very good thing to play with and learn how to do. So a text ad, it's this very, very similar. However, the sponsored updates pops up in your feed, and the text ad will pop up to the right of the feed, kind of like on Facebook where you see those ads to the right. This is just like that. So when you get back into your campaign, you can select text. You want to create a webinar text ad campaign, and then you can select where you want people who click this ad, where you want it to redirect them. So for me, I just said, let's redirect them to insuredsolutions.net, right? And I created, you can create a catchy headline. So my headline was "Work Comp Made Easy!" exclamation point. And you only have so many texts or characters that you're allowed to use. I had 5 left. And then after that, you can type in a description. And so I said, I help place work comp insurance when no one else can. Click to learn more, and then I just uploaded our logo. And so this is what the ad would look like. You can choose square, tall, horizontal, or long. I thought the horizontal looked the best. And then again, you're going to go in here and you're going to select your target audience. This is something that you're going to have to play around with yourself. Remember when I told you that I selected Greater Atlanta before for the sponsored update? There's 2,520,000 LinkedIn users just in Atlanta. So once you do that, then you can come down here and start clicking in these different industries or these different subjects and fine-tuning exactly who this text ad is going to reach. Also, if you have questions on how to target the audience that you're looking for, click over here. It's going to give you step-by-step instructions and make you feel comfortable. So don't be afraid of it. And then last, again, it's just you have to decide if you want to cost per click or cost per impression. You can put a bid on your priority, and you can set your daily budget and whenever you want it to start. Also, if you're still confused, come down here and make sure you click Learn More about campaign budgeting. Everything you do on LinkedIn is designed and has features like this to make you feel comfortable. I know that a lot of people get scared of technology, but LinkedIn is very, very user-friendly, and they want to make your experience great. All right, so looking at whether or not you should be upgrading your account to premium or not, you're going to be the one who makes this decision, but the easiest way to do it is to go into the business services and to just look at the different premium accounts and see what they get you. So this is a Business Plus feature, and what it's going to get you is an advanced search, which is very, very important because now you can, almost the way you can target demographics on the advertising, you can just search for people like that, and you can't do that unless you have a paid account. You can get 15 emails, which, you know, it's 15. It's better than nothing. But also you get to see who views your profile. Otherwise, you only get to say, it says 15 people viewed your profile, and you can only see some of their pictures. And then also you have unlimited profile search. Something that I recommend is with this advanced search filter, you can search in the premium web browser. There's going to be two different web browsers. You're going to have your normal LinkedIn account, and then there's going to be a separate one, like a different tab, which is the premium. And so you can use the advanced search to locate people or to search for people, and then you can go search for them in your normal profile and then just add them and send them a message if you want and not waste your emails. This Business Plus is $47.99 a month, so you need to decide whether or not how much effort you're going to put into it, and if you're kind of still new to it, then maybe it doesn't make sense to you. But if you really want to start increasing your LinkedIn visibility and using it more as an asset, I suggest making the $50 a month investment. Sales Navigator is very similar. You're going to have an advanced search, but it's going to have lead builder built into it. And you're also going to be able to save leads. So this is something more that I think a lot of the commercial agents would find use in. So when you search for someone who looks like a good account or just someone you want to connect with, you can save them and you can go back to them. It's going to have great statistics, real-time sales intelligence, unlimited profile search again, and also you can see who viewed your profile. This one's $65 a month. But remember, there's no commitment for 30 days, and you can cancel it right afterwards. So I recommend just giving it a try. All right, and so looking at some experience that I have with Insured Solutions using a premium account, we purchased the Recruiter White account, and this is $120 a month, but it's a tool that we use to search for commercial agents. A bunch of you are the people that I search for using Eric's account or using our other accounts. So the reason that some of you are here today is because I was using this premium feature. And so what I was able to do was to use the advanced search on the Recruiter Lite and then to take whatever the people are that I find and go back and search for them on my normal account. And I can almost always find them, so I'm not wasting my in-mails, which are just messages you can send to anyone you're not connected with, because you cannot communicate with anyone unless you're connected. And then we just send them a little script. And something cool about this, using LinkedIn to network or to kind of cold call, warm call, is that we get a response rate out of connection requests with a personalized message of 4.5%. And we've probably sent out over 10,000, maybe 15,000 requests. So typically most mass marketing gets about a 2% response rate, and so that's great. It's more than double. And also another great thing that you guys should 100% be aware of is the fact that 18% of people on LinkedIn share their contact info, and this is contact info that you can get without even being connected to them, and it includes their phone numbers, their emails, and all sorts of other stuff. So it's a great way to just build lists of people, and if you can't connect to someone but they might have their phone number listed there, then you can just call them. So like I said, we send a connection request with a script, and these are just general invitations to connect, which you start off with 3,000 like I said. Ours has been reset to the 90,000 mark. I'm not sure how many we have now, but every single time you send a request, you have 300 character limit, a limit of that to just type in any type of message. So I would just typically say to them, hey, my name is Michael with Insured Solutions. We help place workers' comp when others can't, or something like that. And then the person who receives it has a quick little spot or an idea of what you do, and they're more likely to respond to you and say, hey, I'd like to learn more. If you guys are looking to find people with tough to place workers' comp, you could just send a message saying, hey, I see that you guys work in a high-risk industry such as trucking or manufacturing. I'd love to take a look at your workers' comp and see if we can lower your premium. Or if you guys are tough to place right now and don't have it, let me take a look because we can help you guys out. Remember, be sure to collect as much contact info as possible because it's super valuable and it's just out there for the taking. We also have a telemarketing and email marketing campaign where we use it for following up. So once we get an affirmative response from someone off of the connection request and they say, hey, I want to learn more, and we sell them to our telemarketer who does a sales call to them and basically informs them of what we offer. And then after that, we do email marketing where we'll send them just industry stuff so that they can stay up to date. All right, so that about does it for the first introductory advanced part of LinkedIn. I'm going to open up the for questions right here. If anyone wants to type in any questions or trying to figure out how to, I guess you raise your hand and I can select if you have any questions. I suggest just typing it because I'm not exactly sure how to unmute the microphones. All right, well, it looks like we don't have any questions for this for right now. Give me 1 second. Let me double check here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute everyone's microphones real quick, and if anyone has a question, just feel free to talk, and I'll be able to tell who it is. Okay, well, the majority of you are unmuted right now. I guess no one really has any questions, so hopefully that just means that I was clear. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone again. Oh, there we go. We have one. Who do you use for telemarketing? Who do we currently use for telemarketing? I will get back to you on that. I'm not exact 100% positive. It's not me who does it. It's a program with Insured Solutions. So Nick, if you just type in your email there, I can find out who we use, and then I can get back to you on that. Okay, yeah, so they don't want me to share who it is. Honestly, if you need to find someone for telemarketing, just go on Google. There's tons of different great companies that do it. And basically what you would do is you would train a salesperson there who works hourly for you, and then if you have a sales lead or if you have a list that you want them to call on, you basically just take the time to train them, and they're essentially an employee of yours. And the companies then just contract out their time. And so it's a great way to build a telemarketing campaign without actually having to really hire anyone. I'll leave this open here for one more second for any more questions. Excuse me. All right, well, it looks like we're pretty much done in terms of the questions. So going back now, I'm not exactly sure if you guys, so right now, if you already know how to use LinkedIn and you've set up your profile and all of that good stuff, we're pretty much done here. So you guys can hop off. Oh, we got another question. Are you going to do any more advanced webinars? Yeah, I am. I can definitely do more advanced webinars. This one was kind of just brushing the surface of it, but we can definitely get into more advanced topics and into more specific topics. Like if we can spend an hour on these ads, if that's something that you would like, they're very, very detailed, so it's hard to cover everything in this short amount of time. But if you guys like this, what I would suggest is sending me an email. It's michael.joseph@insuredsolutions.net, and then you guys can just send me whatever questions you have or any other topics that you want to hear about, and then we can just schedule another webinar. All right, I have a couple more questions here. Okay, Nick, Nick, you're pretty much the only one interacting with me right now, but I will send you an email and follow up with you, and if you need help finding a call center to do some of your telemarketing, and I can help you out with that. All right, let me do this. Do you guys want? I can't tell if you guys want me to go over the LinkedIn for beginners, like setting up your profile stuff. I can do that right now. If you guys are staying on, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. It looks like most of you are. So I'm going to back out. Oh shoot, no, cancel. Okay, I'm going to back out of my slideshow and go directly into the profile over here. So getting in and starting at your profile, it's very, very important that you fill out as much information as possible. One thing that's very different between Facebook and LinkedIn is that LinkedIn is a professional network. We're here because we're trying to make money, right? We're not here to socialize. It's kind of like when you go to work, you're not there to mess around. You're there to spend your time making money. And so that's the way that you should look at LinkedIn. When you're on here sharing updates or posting stuff, don't be posting stuff with images of funny, can you solve this riddle, or any of that type of stuff. Some people do it, some people like it. For me as a professional, I think it just makes it look like you're spamming and you're trying to draw attention to yourself. Share stuff that's valuable. There's so much good, valuable content on the internet that if you want to share something, take the time and find something useful and share that. So when you start off with your profile, I'm just going to go over Eric's profile, and it's already pretty much complete, but I'll just show you everything that it has on it. At the beginning, you're going to want to upload your picture. It's very, very important to upload your picture, just because if you don't, then it's just a gray box. And so you might have a name, but no one's going to really know who you are unless they know your name. So make sure you upload your picture, and also I don't remember the exact size of the image, but I think it's like 54 megapixels by 54 or something like that. But make sure your picture is the right size too. Also, make sure you upload a background image. Eric didn't have one the other day, so I just found one off the internet. And also, make sure you choose one with the right size. It's just pixels by pixels. So if you go onto Google and you search, you'll be able to find a bunch of these background images with the perfect size. So when you put them in there, they won't stretch out or be compressed or be all pixelated. All this stuff up here is pretty much going to load itself, and it's going to be off of what we type in down below. And also, we're a premium user. We upgraded his account yesterday because one of our other accounts got blocked because we were using it improperly. We were using it as Insured Solutions, and you're not allowed to have a normal account as anything but an actual person. So They basically told us you can't use it as representing a company. You need to make a business profile. So that's why we switched the premium over to his account, just so to make sure that we followed the rules. I do not remember if I went over this 500 connections or not. This is the most that it will ever say. So Eric has, I don't remember how many connections he has. Eric has, let's see if this loads. Eric has 3,267 connections, which is a lot. It's probably doubled in the time that we've been working with his account. But anyway, regardless of it, that's a lot. But you still notice that his profile still only says 500 plus. And so this is just something that it kind of just like levels the playing field. And once you get to 500, no one knows how many you have. When I was talking about gathering contact info, this is what I was talking about right here, this little thing that says contact info. And you can see Eric, if you didn't even know who Eric was and you weren't even connected to him, you could still find his email and send him an email and get in contact with him. This is extremely valuable. I know a lot of you that are in sales, one of the hardest things, once you find a contact, it's someone that you want to make a call to or get in contact with, sometimes it's extremely difficult to get their phone number or to get their email. So this is a really, really good backdoor way to find people's information. Sometimes they don't even know they're sharing it. So, okay, so adding sections to your profile. There's so many different things that you guys have all done throughout your lives, and you have so many skills and so many projects you've worked on or things you care about. This is all just great content for you to share. Remember, keep it all professional, but go through this. Take your time to go through each one of these, and if there's something that you think is special, like for me, certifications or licenses, I also just got my real estate license, so that's something that I would post on here. And if you guys support like American Cancer Society or you have a soft spot for something like that or something that you care about, share it, because it'll put you in contact with other people who care about the same things as you. Those will be people that pop up and people you may know. Also, advice for contacting. If you want people to contact you like via text or via call or via email, it's an easy way for you to do this. Your summary. Eric's summary right now is pretty weak. It definitely could be improved, but this is something that you need to make sure you take time to do. I know it sucks having to write it all out, trying to summarize yourself. Who can really summarize themselves anyway? But just take the time, write a quick description of yourself. This is something that also is going to help people find you. He typed in pretty much just the keywords. If you don't want to type in a long response, just type in keywords of like what you care about or what you want to look at or what you want people to associate with you. So obviously we associate workers' comp insurance, payroll, PEO, that type of stuff with Eric. So all right, getting back down here into his experience, this is all really important, actually, and I'm going to edit this right now because he doesn't have this right. So his experience, he's the CEO of Insured Solutions. One thing that I like to make sure that he does is to make sure you find the right company. He just typed in Insured Solutions and didn't, actually at the time I don't think we had the business page created. So it's important to make sure you find the actual business page. And if you noticed before, there was no logo up next to it. And so when I click this Insured Solutions now and I save it, now he's going to have, look, see now we have the logo of Insured Solutions and now he's in the Insured Solutions network, which is important. And then you can put your location, like I'll add a location for him. I think it'll say Greater Atlanta area, that's the way. Greater Atlanta area. And then, yeah, and so just save it. And so just make sure these are just little things that you can do to make your profile search better and optimize better, and you're being able to be found better now. If someone was searching Insured Solutions CEO, they wouldn't have found him because he wasn't tied into their network. Also, so this is just past experience he has. Just make sure you include everything. If you were a busboy at at a restaurant before, which I was, that's not something that I would ever include on here because it doesn't really have a place for it in my opinion. And so just all these different things that he's done. Um, it's just great to make sure you put all your positions. This is something that's really good down here too. Skills and endorsements. You're going to have the option to put what skills you say that you think that you have. So Eric is an expert, 100%. There's no doubt about it. He's an expert in workers' comp. He's an expert in all of these things here that he says he has skills for. And how do we know that? Because people endorsed him. And this is something that when you go to someone's page, and I'll do this in a second, you have the option to endorse someone for skills that they claim to have. Typically for me, I'll just endorse everyone because when you endorse someone, it makes it more likely that you're going to get endorsed back. That's going to say so-and-so endorsed you, and they're probably going to, it's going to be a notification that says so-and-so endorsed you. Let's see if we have any of them up in here. We don't have any, but I'll show you in a second how it works. And also, when I was talking about publishing posts, this is what I mean. Richard Krasner published a post called Opt Out, a Boon to Employers, Not So Injured Workers. And so, obviously, I'm going to assume that Richard knows what he's talking about, right? And I'm going to click on it, and so this is what these posts are going to look like. It looks very, very tailored. It looks professional. You got 9 views, posted it today already. We'll just go ahead and like it for him. But it shows that he knows what he's talking about, and whether or not he really does, you don't really know. So like, you just need to understand the way that people looking from the outside into your profile, the way what's going on through their mind, because they might not necessarily know whether or not you're new to the industry, but you can make it look like you're an expert. I'll go back to profile. And so you can add tons and tons of skills. I'm not going to do that right now. It's really simple. You just click that. But also make sure you put in your alma mater. Put in where you went to school if you went to school. And you can also when you're building your network, you can find alumni, which is something that I didn't know whether or not I didn't go over just because a lot of people may have not gone to school. But if you go into this section here, it's really simple. You can find a bunch of people who went to the school, graduated with you, this and that. So take advantage of that. Organizations he belongs to, I don't even know what that is, but if anyone's searching for NAPO insurance or something like that, Atlanta, his page is going to pop up. And then also recommendations. This is something that I highly recommend you do. If there's someone who was influential in your career or in your life, go ahead and recommend them. Write a recommendation for them saying like how great of a person they were and the things that they did for you. So this guy, Steve Cannon, wrote that Eric has the drive and ability to make deals happen and leave the customers 100% satisfied. If I'm on here looking at different commercial agents who to buy my insurance from, and there's a recommendation saying that so-and-so is fantastic, he took care of me, he always answers the phone, I've never had any problems, this is a real-time endorsement for you. And so if you recommend people, they're more likely to recommend you back. And so a lot of this type of stuff, you may think, oh, well, he just got a recommendation because he's a CEO and he works hard and he knows a lot of people. Yes, that is true, but a lot of these things you can kind of facilitate yourself by recommending a lot of people, and they'll recommend you back. So it's not like it just happens. Like, there's a reason for it. And then last, looking at different groups. So one of the things that I've done with Eric's is tried to have his profile join every single important insurance group or industry-related group that's on LinkedIn. I'm not the biggest fan of groups because I think people pay more attention just to the feed. So if you're posting information, you can post it to, say, business insurance. You can post it, there's 5,000 people, but if you post something in there, not all of them are going to see it. They have to go into the group to go look at anything, and a bunch of people join tons of group, and so it just kind of gets diluted, and it's not as great of a tool as I think some of the other resources are in here. I would suggest if you're going to share stuff, build your network up of people who you know. Go into here and add all these people into your network so that when you post something on your wall, they see it. They don't have to go find it. And then last, I think this is last, yeah, following people. Follow people who influence you. Follow people who you like. I follow Richard Branson. I follow Mark Cuban. I follow a lot of people who I think are cool and who do cool things. If you want to follow industry leaders for what you're doing, it'll keep you up to date and you'll just be more connected, and it's just another thing that makes you look like you're an expert in your industry. You can also follow different insurance companies. Right now, if we could do this, everyone who's online, I don't even know how many people we have left here. We still have 20 people. If all you guys would go ahead and go on to LinkedIn right now and follow Insured Solutions business page, we're going to be using this more, and you guys can connect with us that way and stay more up to date on what we're doing, and if we're going to do another webinar or anything. This is another easy way to find out. We'll also send you emails, but if you guys would definitely go on here and follow us, we'd really appreciate it. And I think that about does it. I really appreciate all you guys joining us today. If you have anything else that you guys would, wow, we have lots of questions. I didn't see all these. All right, I'll go over these questions again. Interested on the how to add. I don't know exactly. Oh, okay, do you want to? I can add someone. Sure, let's do that. So let's go to people Eric may know, right? This is what I talked about. So let's just find someone. We have 23 connections in common with Fred Gorman. Let's just go to his page. And so what you're going to do when you want someone to add, you're just going to come right here and click connect. Typically, you need to have at least one connection in common before you're able to connect. And so a feature that people you may know, a good feature about it is that if you're just starting out, you don't have to have connections in common with them. That's why you can just click add on everyone. Like that's what I did when I started, and then you start to build your network, and it kind of spider webs out, and you kind of always have connection in common after that. But so we're just going to connect, and then so when you select to add them, you have to click either a colleague, classmate, we've done business together, a friend, other, or I don't know. Don't click I don't know because it will not let you add them. I'm just going to say we've done business together. I'm not sure if it has or not. It doesn't really matter. It's just it doesn't tell him that I said that. It just allows the connection request to go through. And then you can type a personal ad or a personal message to him. I'm not going to, but you can type in whatever you want. And then you just send the connection. You send the invitation. And now you send an invitation to Fred. For people you may know, you can just, if you watch here, you can just click connect, and then the invitation was sent, which is kind of a faster way to do it, and you don't have to worry about if you have connections in common. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, webinar on the ads. I'll take notes on that and see if we can do another one of those. I already pointed with Insured Solutions. Great, Nick. Can you repeat your email address? I'm going to put my email address up on the screen right here. Let me go back to my, right. All right. All right, so that is my email. Let me lower this size real quick. Cool. Now that's my email. Actually, let me double check to make sure that's my email. Yeah, okay, that's right. So this is what my email is for you guys who wanted to, it's up here at the top, who wanted to send me anything. And then, is that the end? Oh, there's my please email address. Thanks, Michael. No, don't do that. Thanks for the links. How can you add your LinkedIn to how can you add your LinkedIn link to a resume or in Twitter? So this is, I don't exactly know what you mean. I know there's ways to cross-link like a Facebook account to a Twitter to an Instagram where if you post one thing, it'll post to all of them. I don't think LinkedIn does that because, like I said before, LinkedIn is not a social sharing network. LinkedIn is a professional social network, and so they don't want a bunch of the spam and a bunch of the BS that gets put on those networks put onto this network. So I don't, if you were asking me about that, I don't think you can do that. How to add your LinkedIn link to a resume. Oh, so if you just want to put your hyperlink to it, at the very top, at the very top of your screen, if you go to your profile, in the search or in like the HTTP web bar, just copy and paste it, and you can say, "This is my LinkedIn." That's actually a really, really good idea because I haven't thought about that. I'm glad you said that because now when you put your resume in a stack, it'll stand out a little bit more because you're saying, "Hey, look, come check out actually who I am, find out who I interact with, what I do on a daily basis, that type of stuff." Good question. Okay, that's the end of it. If I didn't, Kim Howard, if I didn't answer your question correctly, just shoot me an email and I can try to find out more information for you. But we still have 19 people on, so do you guys, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to shoot at me right now. Or I think there's a raise your hand feature. If you just want to click the raise your hand feature, I can unmute you and you can just speak to me. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I appreciate you guys coming here. This is my first one, so I hope I didn't do anything too crazy. But I had fun, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Thanks, everyone. Bye.